So it's the end of the second day of the Hans Detmar Wagener Cup here in Torbole. Tricky days racing, and I've got one very, very familiar friend with us today, Gavia Wilkinson-Cox, the lovely rose between these two thorns, and a couple of relatively new dragon sailing friends. On the left we've got James Howells, and he's sailing this week with David Bedford on the right. So you've joined us really from the Etchells fleet, would be where you guys are most recently well known.
We have. We've done. This is our third regatta in the Dragon. We did one regatta in Kinsale, Cannes, and now here, and it's not getting any easier.
Well, I think today was a particularly difficult day. Talk us through today a bit, guys. What happened out there?
I haven't the faintest idea.
No, neither we. The last one was particularly difficult, but I think we made the best of the last leg. There's a hook finish and a fetch to the finish line, which was quite long today, and the wind died out on the last bit. And thanks to some expert advice from David, we managed to take our way from numpty nump to, I think, 6th. And Gavia was 7th.
7th, indeed.
So what was the top tip there, David?
We were lucky. We were far enough back. We were far enough back that we could see what was happening to those in front. And what was happening to them was quite unfortunate. We could see the bear trap, we managed to sail around it, build momentum, and then let our dragon glide into the zone of no air.
Zone of no air. Hopefully everyone caught that over Franco making that handy announcement for us. But so in the overall standings, I think Vinci has now got a fairly confident lead from Marcus Bredek with Igor Goikberg in 3rd. But you guys are in the teens. What are you guys hoping to achieve tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow we have a very early start. We have an 8:30 start for the first race. It has to be said that today we had fantastic wind in the morning, which we as two boats were able to take advantage of because we went out and just did a bit of training, which was great because it allowed our boat time to fall apart and time for us to mend it before we raced this afternoon. But starting this afternoon, there was a big tussle between the north and the southerly winds, and it took a while before anything settled in for us to be able to start. And then at the time that we were finishing, as the boys have just mentioned, the wind actually took a dive, and I think some boats ultimately didn't actually finish, which was unfortunate. But tomorrow, hopefully, if we're racing in the morning, maybe they'll schedule 3 races. We should be able to get 2 in the morning and certainly again in the afternoon. I'm not quite sure what they're planning other than 8:30 start. So at least we'll get the north wind in the morning, which has been a lot stronger this week. So we should get a good strong wind race in the morning, which will be great.
I think Gavia's 13th or 14th at the moment. I think we're two points behind that. So I think if we could have a decent day tomorrow and end up top 10 in this fleet, that would be very.
The Battle of the Brits.
The Battle of the Brits. Yeah, we won't do David's analogy.
So, James, you mentioned the quality of the fleet. It is a pretty strong fleet here.
It's awesome.
How are you finding it coming into the fleet from the Etchells?
There's an awful lot to learn about the boat. Getting the boat to operate as well as these guys who've been doing it a long time has been interesting. But it's also very competitive sailing. There's some great sailors out there, and this has been bizarrely quite shifty. I've sailed here before, and I don't remember it being quite as shifty as this. But it's a very competent bunch of sailors, and it has been tough, and we look forward to getting on the place.
Very good. Well, good luck for tomorrow, everybody. And thank you very much for talking to us tonight. We're sorry Sav couldn't be with us. He's had a trying day. I had to go for a little lie down, I think. But
in the dark.
Hoping you see us in the dark.
Yes, you can tell we've had a late day. It's nearly dark out here. But thanks.
As a Solent Dragon sailor, it's very nice to welcome some Solent Etchells sailors into the fleet.
Well said. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.